Hi guys, welcome to another episode of AKILI AFYA. I hope you're well wherever you are. I hope the afya of your akili is okay. Today is another brilliant episode we have for you guys, and joining me today is a very good friend of mine, the latest addition to my list of friends. Joining me today is my friend. He goes by the name Jairus. Hi, Jairus.
Hi.
Karibu to Akili Afya podcast.
Yes. Thank you so much for having me.
Umekaribisha sana. Yeah, so let's dive into it.
Yeah.
Today we'll know Jairus, and he has a few interesting nuggets for us, I guess. Jairus, Who is Jairus?
Wow. Those are that is one of the questions that is usually very hard for me to answer. But I'll try to see how to answer that. So Jairus is a lover of life, loves people, and children. I'm an artist. I can say like an all-rounded artist, multifaceted.
Nice.
From film to poetry, a bit of music, modeling, and
Jack of all trades.
Yeah, basically. So and I'm the founder of Mime Kenya as well. So I do mime as mime.
Nice. Jairus is msanii.
Yes. Exactly. Yeah.
So you really enjoy what you do, right?
Yes, I enjoy art because art makes life interesting, and somehow you get to interact with people. So because art, for me, I believe art is to be shared. So if you have something in you that you can express through art, it's a good way to share your energy with other people, as well as get an opportunity to interact with some people in the world. Because I believe there are good people. Sometimes we've made the society look like people. Sometimes the world is very is full of malevolent people. They are there, yes, but I believe they are good people as well. So art gives you that opportunity to get to interact with awesome people in that
all
space.
All kinds of people.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. That's nice. Guys, one of the main reasons I wanted to have this chat with Jairus is because he's always smiled. What is the reason behind this smiling Jairus? Always smiling Jairus. In fact, the first day we met, you were smiling.
It's a good thing, like I said before. So I'll go back to the point. So I think for me, like in the current world, I can say I've noted like people are very negative. You can even note from the way people are reacting on maybe even on socials, what things post on their status and WhatsApp and Twitter. Yeah, there's too much arrogance, there's too much pride. Like we somehow we've lost the humanity part sometimes. So I believe there are few people who need to, continue reflecting the humanity and the positivity of life that is still there. So I try to be that. Like there's one, I forgot to say I'm a Christian. So there's a friend of mine usually says that you might just be the last Jesus someone will see. So you never know, like that one person you meet today, you might just be that light that, will spark something in them. Yeah, that will make them feel good for that day. Yeah, so that's why I keep being positive around the people I have around me.
Do you constantly remind yourself to stay positive, to stay happy, or is it just natural? Because at times, even for me, you'll find me, yes, I'm okay. I'm not really in a bad mood or anything, but I won't be the happiest person in the room.
Exactly.
I'm always the person who will be pointed out. Nini mbaya? Why are you not smiling? Yet I'm actually okay. So how do you always keep it constant? Yeah, how do you do it, Jairus, Mr. Jairus?
Wow. That's tricky. People are different.
Yeah.
People have different personalities. Yes. So and the thing is, I don't believe that you need to force it. You don't have to. Because if you're feeling down, maybe there's a reason. Maybe you need to just relax. Maybe you just need to energize, to rejuvenate. Maybe you are burnt out from something, maybe from work or something like that. So I don't believe in, maybe I'm not like all the time very, 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 very very upbeat, but like the moments you are able to be that, you be that, but you don't have to pretend. So like I believe that's the reason we need to be like a community amongst humans, so that when one of us, because like there are times I'll be down and then someone around me will have that energy to bring me up, and then when the opposite is there, I'll be there to be that positive energy they need around. So I think there are those people have different gifts. So if your gift is just having that, bringing, like making people feel warm, that do it. So that's why.
It's also interesting that it also really doesn't mean that if you are always smiling, then you are constantly happy. There's a difference between being happy and just having joy, right?
Yeah, that's true. I don't know, because there's this debate, because sometimes we live like having to, how do I say it? Sometimes we focus on being happy in life. So like everything we do is focusing towards getting to a destination called happiness, which for me is a theory I don't like really believe in. I believe like passively I believe the world is tough. There's full of pain sometimes. So sometimes we just have to learn to be happy in the process as well, because if we like just have to look towards getting to a destination of happiness, it might never happen, because hurdles will always be there every day. You'll always face challenges, and
you'll forget being in the moment.
Exactly.
The journey.
Like, you're sure. So like just be in the moment and appreciate that moment, and just live fully in that moment. And you'll constantly be having those moments of joy. And then when things are not good, you'll appreciate that you are passing through that season. And then once you're done, it's a process. It's never like it will get to an end where like now happiness is here and then we are done, mashida zote back. So exactly. So that's
okay. So you've just mentioned that we have down times in life. You're not always the upbeat person, because at times that's also not that's too ideal.
It's not realistic.
So how does Jairus deal with down moments? How do you deal with stress, failure, when things don't go according to how you've planned?
So before, I used to, but sometimes I still do. Because I believe in taking time alone. Yes, it usually helps, because sometimes you realize you need that me time to just reflect and look at things clearly from like a point of a clear mind. When you're alone, you can do that. But I realized as well, if you need to, if there's something like that is like weighing you down and bothering you so much, avoid that long moment of staying alone, because you need a community. You need people around you who understand you, so that you can be around people and not necessarily having to talk about what is going on, but like I said before, we are. I feel like we are interconnected as human beings. So you might be at a place amongst friends. You don't have to talk, but them just talking their own stories and you just being there will somehow help you as well to look at life differently. Sometimes like if you're alone, there's that when you are low, sometimes your judgment is clouded by the things that are bothering you. So when you're around people, they can challenge that. They can make you remember the positive side of life. They can make you remember the good times that has happened before. So I believe so my first thing is I stay around people. I have friends who I know they understand you. So if you want to talk, yes, talk to them. But if you also sometimes don't feel like talking, just let them know. I can talk when I'm ready and everything like that. So like having people. Two, I engage in stuff I enjoy doing. I love working out. So if I go for a run, for example, or I just take my bike and go ride at some lone place, it can be like just amidst trees or somewhere that is just quiet and looks natural. I love nature, so such things will make me when after that I'll feel energized again. So that is two. I love music.
You also do taekwondo, guys. Jairus does taekwondo.
Yeah, so I
find that so fascinating.
So I started that this year. So I've been doing that as well. So working out is something I love so much. I do a lot of workout, running, cycling, playing football. There's like recently poets. I'm a poet, so we started a group where we meet once a month to just play football and just interact with different creatives, and it's beautiful. Yeah, so those are the few things. There are others, but those are like a few things that I do too.
Okay, you've mentioned you're a poet.
Exactly.
Personally, I know you more. I know you more through your spoken word. Like that is the form of art that I've interacted with. The form of art from you. Why spoken word? What is spoken word to you? Is it an avenue of an outlet of what's in your head, or just why spoken word?
Yeah, it is what you just said. So I used to do music from when I was young. So my story is when I was in in primary, in class 5, I started writing poetry in class 5. So I like take words that are rhyming. If like it's a table, I take a table, cable, able. I write those words, and then I try rhyme and just make sentences out of it and form poetry. But then I wasn't performing as much, just a few times in music festival. And then I will sing. There's a time my primary, it was a Catholic school, so the nun was a head teacher. She had me sing, and then just told me to sing in front of the school one time unaware. So I was shy. I tried to sing. Then since then I started singing. So in high school we had a group. We'd sing together. Then around Form 3, I wrote a poem, which I thought broke the rules of poetry that we used to learn in class. I just looked around the things around me, then I just wrote something about it. And then when I performed it before the school, people were amazed, and I performed that piece again and again. In fact, it was boring me, but people loved it, so I performed it. So after high school, when one time I was
what was the piece about, if you can remember?
Actually, I can't. I was just looking around school and just seeing the things that were happening and just writing. So after high school, I watched on TV some morning poets doing spoken word poetry. So I saw a poet called Teardrops and Mufasa. So I watched them on TV and I'm like, oh, I can do this thing. So that's when I knew this is spoken word poetry. So I started looking up for poets on social media, on Facebook, Then I attended one poetry event, and from there I started doing poetry. So that was end of 2013, no, 2014, end of 2014.
Yeah.
So yeah, since then, that's when I started doing spoken word poetry. So spoken word poetry, I do that because I found it as a great avenue to speak out whatever you are expressing yourself in, without having to filter in terms of words. Because like if it's like music, it has to be a verse, and then you have now to write to a certain time span.
There's some rules.
Yes, there's that. Yeah, you have to follow the rules. So you'll have to be very creative so that you just fit in that time frame. But for spoken word poetry, you just write your mind. Then when performing now, you'll just find your own rhythm, because like spoken word poetry performance is just speaking. Just that you'll have to find the best way to deliver whatever you've written. So that's why I love poetry. That's why I love spoken word poetry. Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
So, AKILI AFYA, we are all about mental health, and we can't finish this discussion before getting your views on mental health.
Yeah.
So, what are your thoughts on mental health?
Yeah.
How do you keep your mental health in check?
Wow. Mental health, I think for me, I believe it's been an issue in the recent past, Sana, and I think it should be an area of focus, and I'm glad that you are doing this to even uplift people and even reach out to people on matters of mental health. So for me, I can say that the main thing that I found that was altering my mental health, I can say, is social media. So for me, I noticed like if I spend too much time on social media, subconsciously I'll be comparing myself with other people. Subconsciously I'll be if you compare yourself to other people, you'll start feeling yourself as not well enough.
You feel inferior.
Exactly. So one thing I do is I take social media breaks once a while. It helps because at least you get to that point where you stay in real life. Because I believe that sometimes, because the thing with mental health sometimes, because I don't know much, I don't have like experience of different people, but from my perspective is sometimes what bothers us is focusing too much either on the past or having to bother about the future. Like thinking about tomorrow, what will I do?
And those are two things that we have absolutely no control over.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's just reminding yourself to be in the moment. When you come back to the present, you learn to just live in that moment. Because I believe because there's an advice I got from a speaker I listened to called Jordan Peterson.
Yeah.
So he says that if like you have something that you feel is bothering you, you feel there's like a catastrophe, it's a big thing. So the only way to make it not bother you so much is break it down. Because they say like a sick person only wants to get well, right? In the hospital. So look at that issue and then break it down to what can you do now? Like the only thing you can change now, change it.
Yeah.
You'll have worked on a percentage of that problem. So like you work on it progressively. You break it down to portions that you can be able to handle. Because like when you look at it on a huge scale, it can now weigh you down. But now you just break it down into like, what can I do now to change the situation, to make it better at least, even to some percentage. So I think that helps a lot. So for me, just trying to come in the moment. So I've learned to. It's very hard, but I've learned to find time to just be without doing anything. Because for me, I found it hard because I listen to music even when I'm sleeping. I listen to music when I'm washing clothes. I have some. I just have something to distract me. But I've realized that you need to get some time to just listen to yourself. Just calm down, reflect, and then you'll find that when you look at your issues like from a point of calm, you'll find that the things that are bothering you may sometimes look lesser of a problem than they are when you're looking at them from a point of haste and worry
and anxiety.
Exactly.
Thank you. That's really awesome. So guys, I wish we had the whole day to continue this awesome discussion, but we'll have to wind up from here. Any final words, Jairus?
Final words. I just pray that all of us are able to focus on the good things that has happened to us, that do happen to us. Sometimes we forget. So just to constantly remind ourselves of awesome things that have happened to us. And because the bad ones, you don't need to remind yourself, they'll come. So remind yourself of the good times, and just try to be the change, the positive impact around you, and at least make someone close to you smile. And let's also remember that each and every day we are coming closer and closer to exiting Earth. That's the reality. So what impact can you make if, like, you knew probably today is your last day? So just try to make every day to be as special and as impactful as you can. So like each day you wake up, think to yourself, what can I do today if today was the last day? Like if like today was to be the best day of my life, what is that I will do and I'd feel, I'm content.
Exactly. You've actually reminded me of one of my recent favorite quotes, that it's a Chinese or Japanese proverb or something, that the best time to plant a tree is 20 years ago, and the next best time is now.
Exactly.
So we don't have to live in regrets. What you can do right now to make a change, act on it.
Sure, exactly. So go for it. Sometimes things will fail, because they sometimes will, but it's been said very many times that you'll always regret the things you didn't do than the ones you did. So go for it. Just go. Just give yourself, give the shot. Just go for it. Then you never know.
You're Ramsani. Where can people get you on the socials?
Just my name. My name is Jairus Ongeta. So Jairus Ongeta on all social media platforms. And on YouTube, my YouTube channel is called Taste of My Skin.
Taste of My Skin.
Yes.
Okay.
Exactly.
That is Taste TASTE.
Then Taste of My Skin.
Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Why don't you leave us with just a verse.
A verse.
From not a biblical verse.
No,
a verse from one of your pieces.
Of course.
If you have a biblical verse, pia sio mbaya.
It's okay. Let me see.
My favorite one is Cheza Kama Wewe, but feel free to give us just a verse.
A verse. Let's see.
Any of your pieces.
Wow. Okay. Should we be Swahili or Sheng?
Whatever language you're comfortable with. Yes. Okay. Jairus is getting ready. Here we go. Blow us away, Jairus.
What if giving up sounds like the only option sometimes?
on hope, on life. When breathing is the only thing you do right. When the left side of your chest no longer has rhythm, it just beats. So I'm there. I'm there where living is breathing, where joy is the best at playing hide and seek. Like those silly moments when you promise yourself to not text her, but your fingers still do the texting and claim they were not involved when the decision was made. Or like you promise to stay off social media. You even post in your timelines, I'll be offline, guys, calls only. But in no time, not a day goes by, you are on Wi-Fi downloading them back. You see that addiction? How you hate it, but still love it at the same time. I'm a Christian, but it has reached the point where my efforts to righteousness feel pointless, that knowing truth only doesn't change the true persona. In fact, after so much of back and forth, it feels not so normal, a routine, and impossible to do. Maybe it's because you're fighting your own strength, they'll say. To someone who has never had the art, who has never learned the art of letting go, let alone letting God. So how easy is it? How easy is it for a tree to bear fruit while the root is missing? How easy is it to grow? To tell yourself to keep holding on, to keep fighting battles that always end up in defeat? How much strength does it take for you to carry your cross when you can't even carry yourself? So tell me, do you ever doubt the ability of your strength to fight? How the theory lessons can sound so easy, but when practicals come, the titration solution doesn't really change color. So does having doubts mean you don't believe? Because sometimes questions are the answers for a skeptic. Msiasiwahi kulimit. Wakikwambia uko down, waambie hata apps zote umepitia, si uko na smartphone. So waambie sina wale wase wafupi lakini tumelearn kustand tall. Waambie sisi ni kings. Wale kings tumegrow up tukiplay na teams za paint ya crown. Waambie sisi ni fighters, lakini hatuhitaji guns na nguvu za wrestling. Sometimes all we need ni ile inspiration moja ya Stone na David kutumia sling. Waambie ku hang out around Afya Center haimaanishi huwezi fall sick. Na kama we ni mwizi, hata uibe suitcase ukienda courtroom, kesi yako haitakuwa tamu. Mtu ni actions zake uspeak, so kama ni jina, hata bishop patikana kwa chessboard. So we ukienda kwa gym kubodybuild, mwenye kando yako labda amekam kukata weight. Color red, kwa wengine inamaanisha love. But hiyo same color sometimes ndio huwa indication ya danger. So mimi na wewe kutembea on one road, haimaanishi tunaelekea same destination. So be yourself. Cheza kama wewe. Na ukumbuke, si kila ndege ufly kwa hewa ni wewe. Be yourself.
Peace.
Ni sawa kutokuwa sawa, bora unataka kuwa sawa.
Kila mtu wana try tu, msee usiwari juu. Hii maisha huwa na mapanda shuka.
It's okay to cry for help, to make those steps towards happiness.
Everybody's just winging it. Allah, if you're feeling it, together playing the game of life.
Ni sawa kutokuwa sawa, bora unataka kuwa sawa.
Kila mtu wana try tu, msee usiwari juu. Hii maisha huwa na mapanda shuka.
It's okay to cry for help, to make those steps towards happiness.
Everybody's just winging it. Allah, if you're feeling it, together playing the game of life.